Oh, hey, sweetie. This is my little girl. This is Lacey girl. She's a little over about 3.5 years old now. And just as I was getting ready to start recording here, all of a sudden she just popped up here. I think she wants more treats, but she's got a mouthful of them already. Okay. You gonna let me record now? Okay, so what we got going here is, it is the morning of January 18th, 2018. The DLC just dropped. I wasn't expecting it for a couple more hours, to tell you the truth. So it kind of caught me off guard. I was really hoping to have my character already sitting at the store ready, willing, and able. But what I got going is, I plan to test all of the equipment in the DLC. Because I've seen streams and stuff, but people were just running what they're going to run in their plant. And all at once. So all you're seeing is a final increase, and that's really not what I'm looking for. So as you can see, I've got a hopper that is a one dump truck load, which is 88%. Already loaded in the hopper, and I've got 5 dump trucks waiting to use. I'm going to run into town real quick. I'm going to buy all the DLC that I need to do the test, and I'm going to leave it in storage. And then I'm going to come back. I'm going to run all of the dirt as the plant the way it is, as we all are right now before the DLC, to get a final gold count. And then I will change out the jig area first, and see what kind of a gold count difference we get there. And then I will change the trommels, and then I will change the plant, and then I will do a final with all the best pieces of equipment in there. At least that's the plan. But I'm not going to make you watch me drive to town. I'm not going to make you watch me run all the dirt on every test. But each test will be run off of the same save, so it's the same dirt. There will be no more digging. We will just restart. I'll switch out the other equipment, and we will run the same dirt to get the same type readings. But that's my goal, and so I'll be back when I get to the machinery shop. So we'll do that. Okay, so here we are at the equipment store. What you're about to see is a couple of microtransactions here, basically. What's happening is some of the stuff that I'm going to buy for $1 because I don't plan on using it. I plan on testing it. And those items I will pay $1 for, and I will sell for nothing. But the items that I plan on using for my plant will be paid full price, because I always pay full price for all my stuff. I work hard for my money. I've always paid my way through life every step of the way. But the normal price on this is $79,000. The price of the trommel that I will use is going to be over, I think it's 111,000 or something like that. So I'll pay full price on the stuff I'm going to use. Like, I'm going to use that. I'm going to use that, but I'm not going to use these. I will test these. I need 2 of these. And I think that is all I need for the dollar option. Then comes the big ticket items. Okay. Arnold, and yep, thank you very much. So this is already in storage, which is exactly where I want them. And time to go shopping. Then we can one of these. I'm gonna need one of these. 203,000. Oop, there we go. And I'm gonna need 2 of these. I think I've got everything now that I'm going to need. Oh, what's up, Frankie? Hello! And I'm not sure exactly how many I'm going to need, but I'm at Nighthawk, and so we're going to see. And at that price, I'm thinking, I really think I need 4 of them. I might need 5, but they're pretty long. But we're going to go with 4, and if I end up needing 5 to get to the forest, and I'll come back and buy another one. For right now, that should be fine. Okay, I have no idea what that's going to cost me, but yep, 2,370,000. Okay. Now I'm not going to transport them to the claim yet because I'm going to run one time with what's already there, and I already have enough frame problems as it is, so I'm not going to add all that equipment out there. I'll do it 2 pieces at a time. But I believe I've got everything now that I need. So I think I will meet you back at the claim, where I will run the first run with what we currently have, the D-Rocker setup and whatnot, to get a base number for our gold count, and then we will start switching out pieces of equipment. I'm going to go back through everything that's new and let you see what the prices are on these things. So in case people are looking at it and needing to write stuff down because they're on a budget. I'm only going to do that, of course, to the new objects. So you can see the prices of the things that I bought for $1 that you might actually be needing for your plant because you can't afford to go all out. I apologize for taking anybody's time while I do that, but I'm just trying to make this to be as informative as possible for people to use. But personally, I think if you can afford $79,000 for that, you can probably afford $103,000. If that means you got to mine just a little bit more to get the better piece of equipment. I don't really see the reason why you would want to pay $79,000 and then maybe you only sell that for half its value and then pay more for these. I think it's wiser just to keep mining what you're currently with, skip this, and go to that. But I haven't done any tests yet to show anything. And of course, we all saw that Frankie was a beast as far as the price. Oh, God, I love that. I love when they take a big chunk of my hard-earned money. So what I'm going to do right now, just because I don't want to make any mistakes, we're going to save. And I'm just going to save on all of them, but I'm currently running everything on the test save. But I'm going to save on all of them because before I start running, all my saves will be unilateral across the board. And then I will, from then on, run all of my tests off the test save. So I will meet you back at camp. Okay, so I stopped by the bank on the way back because I remember reading somewhere that you can upgrade your maximum of machines to 8 per parcel. I think it's if you have just the DLC. I don't think it's for regular users. So I decided to stop by here, and I already bought it for the other parcels, but I forgot to unrecord it. So to unpause it. So yeah, we can upgrade to your maximum of 8, and awesome. Didn't see any other things in there, but again, I'm going to save that real quick. Test save. And I will meet you back at the claim. Okay. What we got going on is I'm going to do some tests on the new DLC. Right now the plant is set up exactly as it was before the DLC. I'm going to do a quick run of all this material here to give us a baseline number, and then I'm going to switch some things out and see what kind of improvements we get. So I will be right back. I'm going to run all this dirt, and then we'll be here for a quick cleanup. Okay, so there you have it. That's actually, I ran 8 total dump truck loads, because I started with 6, but when you buy the DLC, I believe it is, that you get the upgraded 2 more. I don't know, maybe you get it just for playing, I don't know, but I added the other 2 dump trucks to get a better reading. So that's what it is, straight out of the box, what we've been running, and I will clean out the mats and things like that in a couple of minutes and give us a gold count, and I'll be back with that. Okay, so the buckets now next to the hog pans are from the hog mats. These 3 buckets over here are from the sluice box mats, and those 4 buckets are from the jig, and I have already ran them through the magnetite separator just to speed things up, because we're really here just for the numbers, not for to watch me do stuff. We get the water rolling here. I'm going to do a real quick clean out and find out what we get. Now I usually start with the hog pan mats first, because that's usually the lowest one, but you never know. Unplug this, it'll make a lot of dang noise. I got all my workers and everything turned off so that I can get an accurate reading here. Again, we are trying to get accurate reading. Okay, so let's go to the jig buckets. I wish they would make it so we could just cross over that. I mean, instead of stopping us and we have to jump over it every time. I realized I could move my tables and stuff, I guess, now. But for the whole time I've been here before they did all this, I was fine. I guess I'll move my shit. But they should make it so we can get over it easier. It just makes more sense. Now what I was digging in was the top end of a hole. So, you know, I was in the duff for a bit, but I got some gold out of it. The whole idea is just to get a base reading so we can see what kind of an increase we get using the other equipment. Definitely wasn't my best hole. Most of my good holes have been already dug out before the DLC came out. Okay, so we ended up with 212,984, and I don't know what I did with the calculator. Under that map right there, I don't see it. So, it doesn't matter. I'll get back to you on that anyway as far as the totals and stuff. We are going to move along by shutting this crap off here. Pardon. Okay. So we're going to move along to the planter. I'll pop these jigs out and we will run it again exactly the same, and hoping to get a better turnout than 212,984. So, I'll be back. But anyway, I guess that's the setup there. Got the same 8 dump trucks full of dirt, so we're going to run it right now and see what the outcome is with the planter, and then we'll do the cleanup and move on to the next item. I'll be back. Okay, we are running the very last load of from the last dump truck, but I wanted to make sure that I got down here so you could see the new planter in action. Now the reason I don't do it while I'm unloading my dump trucks and stuff is because my frames go to absolute crap when I have that many vehicles on the parcel. It's ridiculous. So I don't want you to have to experience that. So I ran all of that, and then when I got to the last one, I put them all in storage so that my frames would be up enough so that you could at least enjoy looking at the dang thing. But that is the new planter. I believe, oh, we're still getting a little more pay dirt out of that. But we got to be getting pretty close because our sluice box mats were like at 43% with the other one, and we were in the 60s down the bottom and about 42. So I think we are approximately, you know, within the same ballpark, exactly the same dirt. Because, well, it is the same dirt. I'm just saying we're getting the same numbers. And that looks like that's going to be that. I'm going to give it a couple seconds here to finish clearing out, just to make sure, because I don't want to make any mistakes. But I think it'll be time for me to shut everything down, and I will again, get the buckets ready for a clean out using the planter instead of the jigs. Let's do that. Okay. The mats are done. Again, the mats next to the buckets next to the hog pans are for the hog pan mats. These 3 buckets are from the sluice boxes, and those 4 buckets are from the planter jig, and they've already been run through the magnetite separator. So all I need to do now is add some power, I guess, and see what we end up with this clean out. We will start again with the hog pan mats. These just to quiet things down. I didn't need to move my table though. It used to be perfect, but now it's like in the way. Maybe I'll do that for the next project. So that should be our hog pan. We'll put a new reading here. Planter. And planter. Okay. Definitely a little bit more. I will make sure to post the totals on everything. And we will prepare to replace the planter with the gravel separator. I'll be back. Okay, looks like we've got the gravel pumps all hooked up and in place. They appear to have just one bucket instead of two, which, hey, I'm all for that. But anyway, there's a quick look at it. I did move my tables a little bit to accommodate for what they've done when they added the hog pans here. And again, we are getting ready to run the same 8 trucks worth of dirt, same plant, and we'll see what we end up with. I'll be back. Okay, and that is the last dump truck load into the gravel pump. That's the last of the dirt. Give it a couple seconds to get all settled there. I think we probably got all there is. Okay, I'm gonna shut the water down, shut the plant down, and pull the mats and whatnot and get ready to do the clean out on the gravel pump expansion. I'll be back. Okay, that is going to be for the gravel pump. Again, the same thing. Hog pan mats from the sluice box. And these two are from the gravel pump, and they've already been run through the magnetite separator. I don't know if I've got power down here or not. Guess I'll find that out first. Yeah, I've got power. Okay. So we're going to start in the same order again. We're going to do the hog pan mats first. I'm going to go unplug these so I don't have to hear the water. And of course everything goes flying. Just doesn't like those hoses. Well, I gotta get that table turned on there. Okay, let's get some of this action going. I'm hoping we're going to see quite a bit more, simply because there's only 2. Got a new total here. And let's go sluice box. Well, I can't wait till we can change out sluice boxes. That'd be kind of nice too. You know what Beach would say? Gotta have ripples. Hey, deal's a deal. Effing right. I'm not gonna say it. Again, pretty nice increase. And that is the gravel pump. Sadly, I have to take them back out and put the original jig back in place so that I can test the other equipment using the same equipment that all of them were used. So, once again, I'll be back. Okay, we are once again ready. Back to the all original equipment that we started out with, except the old Arnold trommel. But ain't the prettiest thing, but the proof is in the pudding. So now we're going to run those same 8 dump truck loads and see what our difference is off our base number. I'll be back. Oop. Okay, it's the last dump truck load going into the old Arnold trommel. Sure ain't much for looks, huh? But all that really matters is performance. And once again, we're just waiting for that gold to finish running there. Gold Ridge dirt. Give it a couple minutes to settle here, and then we'll be once again tearing her down and seeing what kind of increase we're getting out of the old Arnold trommel versus the original setup. So, once again, to try to shorten everything up here, I'll be back. Okay, got all the mats in the buckets and whatnot, and I will start this old Arnold trommel cleanup. And of course, I've already ran those buckets through the magnetite separator. I think you kind of got the drill by now. That is a very nice increase off of the original. We are at 238,676. Very nice. And we will be switching that out in just a second here. And once again, I'll be back. Okay, time for another test. Again, back to all the original same equipment, same dirt and everything, except this time the new reinforced trommel. Beautiful thing. It looks like it would work really good, don't you think? I apologize for my frame rates. It's because I've got the 8 dump trucks or 7 dump trucks and a hopper pull. But anyway, we're going to do the same thing here. I'm going to go run those dump trucks through here and see what kind of an increase we get. I'll be back. Okay, we are back and we are running the last dumper load into the into our base plant with the reinforced trommel. Beautiful, isn't it? Just going to say the last of the dirt should be dumping there, and it did. Going to give it a minute to settle everything in. And we will do one more clean out real quick. Actually, I got a couple more left to do, but one more quick clean out here on the reinforced trommel to see what the difference is. And I'm expecting a pretty good difference, because there was a pretty good difference between the regular trommel and the old Arnold trommel. So I'm really expecting to see something wonderful here. So anyway, I'm going to pause it here again to shorten this thing up a little bit and pull the mats and everything. I'll be back. Okay, so I wanted to show you a little something. I don't know if anybody else has this problem, like when you're trying to take out number 6, how it just immediately wants to drop through the bottom, and if you try to move off to the side, you'll lose it and it goes through the bottom. You have to go down there and pick it up or whatever. I don't know if anybody else has that problem or not, or if it's just me, but I've had that problem a lot. So what I learned to do is I take out number 5 first and drop it down. Then when I pick up number 6, when it wants to drop down, I just place it in the number 5 slot, and then I just take it out of there and we're good. So when it wants to fall, I put it in the number 5 slot and then take it out of there. Just wanted to bring that up real quick before I get back to doing the count here. Because I'm not going to make you watch me wash all these mats out each time either, so I'll be back. Okay, here we are again, doing the reinforced trommel clean out. We're gonna fire this up. I've of course already used the magnetite separator on those, as I've done in the entire test. I think I better turn that on first. Let's see what we got. Hit my mouse when I'm trying to grab my notebook here. That'll be our total. 6.290. So we start on the buckets. Big buckets. Very nice increase. Very nice increase. Of course, in the end, I'll have complete totals, but I'm hoping to give you updates as to the breakdown as we go along. I'm just not doing the math as I'm standing here. But anyway, that was the reinforced trommel. So now we've got to go back to the original setup again and replace the de-rocker with the Glacier machine. So that's where we're going next. I'll be back. Okay, once again, we are back. This time we have dropped in the Glacier Creek plant. Everything else is the old normal setup. And we will run it now and see what kind of a difference we get with that. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm pretty sure you know the drill by now. We are running the last dumper into the Glacier Creek machine. And that's the last of the dirt there. Give this thing a couple of moments here to settle. And looks like there you have it. Again, with all the original equipment except for the Glacier Creek machine. I'll be pulling the mats and everything, and I'll be back in just a moment. Okay, it's time for the gold weigh-in difference from the Glacier Creek machine. That would be the 100-pound total. total. Very nice. Okay, so our next test is all of the main pieces together. So that's going to take me a couple minutes to throw that together. I'll be back. Okay, gonna run her one more time with the Glacier Creek machine in place, the reinforced trommel, and 2 gravel pumps. And anyway, gonna run those real quick, and you know the drill. I'll be right back. Okay, getting ready to run the last load from the conveyor. Well, it looks like that's it, and I think it's all pretty much settled. I'm going to shut her down and clean out the mats and see what we get with all of the best equipment combined. I'll be back. Okay, so there we have it. All the mats have been pulled. So let's start that clean out. Put this damn notebook down here, I end up moving that mouse, so but nobody got injured with that whiplash. Okay, so let's get the jig buckets, double pump buckets now. Of course, I've already run through the magnetite separator, speeding up this process. base number, our base number, the original equipment. Our final 30 buckets, big buckets. Okay. Excuse me. It was a long night last night, and it's an early morning this morning. And I have yet to run anything for the pleasure of it. Except maybe this load, because I don't have to move machinery around anymore. But the idea was to give you a decent rundown as to how much more gold you're going to get out of each piece of equipment in the DLC. And so those are my numbers. As you can see, we ended up at 312, 784. And our initial base using the original equipment was 212 something. But I will break down all the numbers and stuff in a couple of minutes. So it's a pretty good marked improvement, and I appreciate it. I appreciate the devs for working so hard, through the holiday season, past the holiday season, to bring this out to us. But the next thing I'm going to have to test is the Frankies, and so we'll get on to that here in just a moment. Okay, as you can see, I've kind of changed things up here. I got rid of my second big generator because I got rid of the conveyor and the conveyor belt. The conveyor belt hopper. The reason I did that, I had planned to use those because I just thought it would dish out the dirt evenly and stuff. But I seen a guy on a live stream the other day, and he had his conveyor turned off. He filled the hopper up to 100% before he turned it on. And the plant appeared to be taking it just fine. So because I already have frame problems and stuff, I elected to get rid of those two pieces of equipment, which made it possible for me to power everything from the one generator. Because I like to have lights on around my place, and I don't like to have to constantly fill up gas tanks. Now, the reason I stopped here to talk to you was because I wanted to talk about the fueling of the Frankie, because I've seen people asking questions about the fuel. I've already filled it, but you fill the driving part of it just like you would an excavator. But when it comes to the conveyor part of it, that gas spout is back here, and I don't think I can reach it from here. I have very serious doubts. Maybe. I had planned to pull it forward, but yeah, we got it. But the spout for the conveyor is towards the end of the conveyor. Now, I've heard that this thing takes quite a bit of gas. So, on my other conveyors out there, you'll already see that I've got fuel tanks sitting next to the rear end, because the driving part is pretty much set where it's going to be for a long, long time, until I get to this end of the claim. Now this one's all gassed up. My frames are going to be crap. It wasn't even this low with the dumpers. And when I get it running, it's going to be even worse. But anyway, you'll see a little bullseye on the end of that thing. And that is the end of the at the end of the conveyor, which makes it easy for you to place it where it needs to be and line them up. Now, if you're placing your Franke and you have it fully extended, the total length of it is exactly 7 squares long. So you can kind of map out exactly, pretty much where you want to go. You're going to lose a little bit when you have to go at an angle like I did on the second one there. And the reason I did that is because what I did on my map is, let me go here. Okay, we are coming straight off this line here. This is the line 447, 448, 449. That will take you directly to to the Glacier Creek hopper. So I have extended from, see now it's like the end of it's down here like 449 or something like that, or actually the end of it's like at 447 in the middle. And that's where the beginning of my next Franke runs, and it runs from 447 all the way to the end of, it actually goes to about 440, but it's a length of total 7 total. Then from there, and that one I've got kind of at an angle, so that the last one actually comes off of this line, because I'm trying to stay out of the good gold as much as possible, so that I don't have to move them anymore, and I can just work all the gold around them, and then take the Frankes out as I get to them. And of course I'm starting towards the back of the claim, so that these can all be laid in place and never have to move until after I decide to move forward. At least that's the plan. Now I don't really actually need this one, but I had all the other ones in place, so I thought I would bring it out here. Because as you can see, where I'm dumping at, if I moved over just a little bit. But the thing is, once I start to expand that hole further around, I won't be able to reach the end of the hopper to complete the line. So eventually I will need this one, although I can get by with it for a little while, because I will not be moving forward with the excavator. I will actually be moving to the sides, both sides, and backwards to complete that hole. But I'm just bringing this one out real quick to show you how it functions. I probably won't be actually using it here. I might use it when I get back to that other hole. So to extend it, you do it just like you do the excavator. You would, hit your shift button, and R to extend it out, F to collapse it, W and S to raise and lower. So depending on where you want it to be. Like on this one here, now see, I would push 4 for that view so that I could get a look as to where that is. And I want it to be more inside that hopper. So I'm going to back up a little. And that's how you would line it up. Is by either driving it forward and backwards, or extending, or turning your pivoting your the body of the Frankenstein machine. So that's basically that. You want to use that to get the bullseye on there. So I'm actually going to call that good. I'm going to put the emergency brake on because I don't want to move it. And like I say, you control it up and down. Obviously I don't really want it that high. but I might need it that high to get over a certain hill or something that you've got going there. Like you'll see on my conveyors, I've got one that's set pretty high because the other one has to go straight. Otherwise it's extremely high because it's sitting on top of a hill. But I'm not actually going to be using this one here as it is right now. So I'm going to collapse it down, and I'll probably just put it back away. But I will be needing one of them here. I wish I had one that was like a half or quarter this size, but I can't make it any shorter. But that's what I wanted to get to you about the Franke, is that it is 7 squares long, end to end. If I was to put the bullseye directly on the end of a square, it will be exactly 7 squares long. Haven't actually used it yet. We'll get to that in a minute. I think I might just move that one over. I could, I guess, just park this over here somewhere. Okay, so I'm just going to jump in the Frankes real quick, each one of them, to make sure that we're still lined up. I don't think I have to have anything turned on, but as you can see, that looks pretty good. I'm going to leave that the way it is, just making sure we're good. I'm going to run back to the next one. This one's kind of teetering a little bit on the hill here. Hope that doesn't cause me a problem. I don't think it will. But again, we are just trying to get a good look at the bullseye. See, I might want to move that over just a hair. Hope that works for us. Oop. That shut it down. I'll go make sure that last one is in place. See, this was the square I was using to mark my spot, to measure it all out. I will have to move the excavator over a little bit. I thought about circumventing the idea I had for having a short one by just placing a dumper here. I could do that and make it dump into there. But that's just an extra step. I think I'll just move over for right now, and I'll work it out later. Right now the idea is just to get her done. That looks good to me. Now I'm going to move the excavator over a little bit. So there you have it. There's the lineup. To the plant. And I'm going to fire it up here in just a minute. Get things running. And see what we can do. Okay, you've got the conveyors going all the way down. A little bit. line here. Let's see what we got going on here. Watch how it all unfolds. Looks like that's a little bit short, even though it still shows it that it was lined up. Micro adjust everything here. That last one just pulled just a hair. Well, it's not showing any buildup. It looks really good. Okay, let me shut this thing down here. So there you have it, folks. Quick look at the new DLC available to you. I hope you appreciate the work that I put into it. I want to thank the devs for the hard work that they've done. Everybody at Code Horizon. I mean, I think you guys have done a wonderful job, and I look forward to seeing more. Anyway, till next time, keep digging.